Yeah, tomorrow is just kind of a continuation of the saga that started with this guy that I had squatting in that property, Anthony. Somehow, Otero County Sheriff's Department was able to charge me with a criminal trespass and a criminal harassment charge. Tomorrow is a hearing. I guess it's to schedule a trial, possibly, is what I'm requesting is another jury trial. I hope it doesn't go to that extent, Anthony, but we'll know after tomorrow. The judge that's residing over the case is from Roosevelt County, and the DA that's prosecuting me is from Hidalgo County. But yet, I'm being charged by Otero County, so a lot of things don't make sense. You know, if the DA from Hidalgo County or the judge from Roosevelt County want to go to jury trial in Otero County, then I say, we'll see what the people say. I don't want it to go to that extent. But I didn't want to get thrown in jail for 3 days by David Black and the Otero County Sheriff's Department either. It is what it is, and I guess tomorrow we'll see kind of where it goes from here.
So, Couy, give me a quick summary. I mean, I know what's going on here. I've been covering the story, but perhaps someone listening doesn't have all the facts. Give me a 30-second summary as to how all this happened.
30-second summary was there was a guy from Washington, D.C., of all places, that needed help. A friend of mine contacted him, invited him out to help paint this property. He stayed in there for longer than 3 days. And then all of a sudden he had squatter rights, and he charged me with trespass for going on property that I purchased myself. It's crazy. You wouldn't think that it could happen, but in today's world, anything can happen, including getting charged with trespass on your own property, I guess. I hate to keep, going back to Otero County Sheriff's Department, but it was them that charged me, and I was in Sean Jett's office 2 days before I was arrested trying to explain to him of the situation that I was in, looking for help. It's a sore spot, to say the least.
I imagine.
Whenever you get thrown in jail, most people have never been in there, and I got thrown in for 3 days, eaten up with bed bugs while I was in there, it was wrong, I feel like, okay. So if you have a squatter that's staying on a property with no rental agreement, no existing contract or prior contract, no arrangements that he could stay on the property. But I guess according to the law, if you let somebody stay there longer than 72 hours, they have rights to come back onto the property and sleep as they were, to continue their pattern.
The New Mexico squatter rights are so screwed up, Couy.
I know, but even in the realm of squatter rights, if you're renting a property and you have a legal contract and somebody trespasses, okay, I can see where you could charge them with trespass. But this guy had no legal right over the property. He never held a rental agreement. He never held a contract. He never held anything. So, like I said, I can see where the law would be crafted to force the property owner to allow him to keep staying there until he found a place. I can understand that part of the law, but what I can't understand is how can that person get enough power over the property to charge me with trespass? That's my question.
I don't think it's right, but unfortunately the squatter rights are nuts.
Well, it's nuts because we have a sheriff's department that enforces nuts laws. Where are my rights as a property owner? Well, granted, my mom is the legal owner of the property right now because I transferred the property into her name a few years back. But when does anybody that's not the legal owner of the property retain enough power and right over the property to charge somebody else with trespass? That's my question. And have me thrown in jail because of it. And this was the same guy that would be flipping me off, standing on my porch as I was taking my son to school in the morning, filming, just hoping that I would stop my truck and jump over the fence and dump a hole in him, which is what I wanted to do. But then Otero County probably had me in there for the next year.
Yeah, battery's kind of hard to just walk away from, Couy, so I'm glad you didn't do it. And anyone that knows you have a temper, so it's not out of the realm.
Well, you know what? And granted, that battery is, I will express myself through my voice and through my position. I've never been violent against anybody. I never they try to call me a violent insurrectionist and a violent person. I'm a peaceful person. I believe in our rights. I believe that our rights are being taken from us. I still think the 2020 election was rigged, so I have certain principles that I'm not going to bend from, and I will continue to voice them through my First Amendment. but I've never been violent towards anybody. I've never threatened anybody, even though Stephanie Dubose went as far as to have a restraining order that's still, KOAT still playing it on the internet about this. It's just, I don't know, Anthony. I don't mean to ramble, but I just feel like, there needs to be justice at some point. And I hope that tomorrow this case is thrown out and we'll see where it goes from there.
I hear you. And, the one thing that makes this station different than KOAT, as you mentioned, or practically any other news media in the region or nation, I let you talk. I let you speak what's on your mind. If I agree with you or don't, it doesn't matter. The people need to hear what you have to say.
And that's what the media should be all about. Let the people decide. Don't censor voices because you don't like them. Let voices express themselves, and then let the people decide if they want to censor the person by turning the radio to a different channel or listening to what they have to say. That's called freedom. That's called freedom from out from underneath Big Brother that wants to control every word that we speak. We just came out of a time, Anthony, where through COVID, if you even said that you didn't think, if you disagreed with COVID, you would get deplatformed.
Yep. I remember.
Where is the justice in that? What kind of a country do we live in? China? North Korea? I hate partisan lines, to be honest with you, but I love party platforms all the same, and I love to stand with like-minded people that stand on a platform where everybody pretty much agrees on the basic fundamental points. But with the current Republican Party, their position on, Mark Ronchetti just ran for governor, and he had a 15-week abortion grace period, at will and on demand. That's not a Republican to me. A Republican is somebody who protects life, is pro-life, not up to 15 weeks and then we decide. No. Sometimes I think I probably feel like many other Republicans, like I don't really have a party. Sometimes I feel like I don't even really have a country in this country we live in today. But by God's grace, I believe, and through the word that has already been written, that prophecy will come to pass, and one day justice will be something that we will have. And when we have justice, then we'll have freedom, because right now, we're under a type of bondage I don't even think we even really understand we're under.
Former County Commissioner Couy Griffin, before I let you go, do you have anything else you want to say?
Not much, other than just, keep focusing on the positives and keep praying for a better day, because Jesus Christ is still Lord and he will come again one day. That would be my parting words, Anthony, and I thank you for it.
Take care.